The rain hammered against the veranda roof, a relentless percussion mirroring the tremor that racked Elias Thorne's frame. Jedediah Stone watched him, his gaze fixed on the pale sweat glistening on the older man's forehead. Clem stood silently by the door, a reassuring presence against the storm's fury. "It's no use, Marshal," Elias gasped, his voice strained. I can't remember." "Remember what, Elias?" Jedediah pressed gently, careful not to escalate the seizure. "Silas, he said the ledger wasn't just about the shipments." Elias's eyes darted around the veranda, as if expecting someone to appear from the shadows. "He said it was about more than just for the Silver Queen mine." "Doctor," Abernathy, summoned hastily, hovered nervously, his medical bag clutched tightly. "Another seizure, I presume. These are becoming more frequent. He's deteriorating." Jedediah ignored him, focusing on Elias. "What else did he say? Who was he shipping to?" The seizure subsided slightly, leaving Elias breathless and disoriented. He spoke of a reckoning, a way to rectify a wrong, something about a debt of family debt. Family debt? What debt? Clem stepped forward, his hand resting on his holster. "The backward name," Elias whispered, his voice barely audible above the rain. "It's more than just the silver mine. It's about something they did a long time ago." Suddenly, a shadow detached itself from the gloom behind them. The unnamed woman, who had been a silent fixture in the periphery since Silas's death, stepped forward, her eyes fixed on Elias. She didn't speak, but her gaze was intense, laden with a knowledge that seemed to pierce the storm itself. "He was scared," she finally said, her voice a low murmur. "Silas was terrified of what would happen if the truth came out." "What truth?" Jedediah prompted, feeling a prickle of unease. She pointed towards the ledger, lying open on a nearby table. The shipments weren't just silver and supplies. They were also information, names, dates, evidence of something far more sinister than contraband. Clem noticed something glinting in the ledger's margin. He picked up a small, silver feather. "What's this?" Jedediah recognized it instantly. A silver feather, the calling card of the Crow Killer, the man he thought he'd left buried in the Dragoon Mountains. A wave of unsettling memories surged through him, a childhood promise, a father's dying words, and a burning desire for vengeance. The feather was a signature, a mark of a predator who left no survivors. "Where did you find this?" Jedediah's voice was tight, his gaze fixed on the feather. "In the ledger, near the entry for the shipment to Mateo Vargas," the woman replied, her voice unwavering. "Mateo Vargas, the gambler and lowlife with a volatile temper and a reputation for violence. Silas's dispute with him had centered on a particular ruby, a rare, flawless gem rumored to bring fortune and misfortune in equal measure." "Vargas," Jedediah murmured, his mind racing. "He was on the ridge with Silas the night he died. Witnesses placed them arguing." Just then, Elias Thorne ceased again, his body convulsing violently. "Doctor." Abernathy rushed forward, administering a sedative, but it was clear the man was spiraling downward. "He knows more than he's letting on," the unnamed woman observed, her eyes fixed on Elias. "He's protecting something." As Doctor Abernathy tended to Elias, Jedediah heard a sound, a subtle shift in the wind, a flicker of movement in the rain-swept shadows. He felt eyes on him, cold and calculating. "Someone's watching us," he said quietly, his hand instinctively moving to his holster. Clem scanned the perimeter, his face grim. "I don't see anything, Marshal." But Jedediah knew it wasn't just a feeling. It was a certainty, a deep-seated instinct honed by years on the frontier. He felt the weight of unseen eyes, the chilling awareness of a predator circling. "The ledger doesn't reveal everything," a woman said, her voice a whisper lost in the storm's roar. "There's something else. Something Silas was hiding from everyone." Suddenly, she turned and hurried away, disappearing into the rain-soaked darkness. "Wait, where are you going?" Jedediah called out, but she didn't respond. Clem shook his head. She vanished like a ghost. Jedediah stared after her, a sense of foreboding settling in his gut. He felt a connection to the woman, a shared understanding that transcended words. She possessed knowledge he desperately needed, but she was gone, swallowed by the storm. Turning back to the ledger, he traced the intricate notations with his finger. The shipments, the names, the dates, the ruby, the Crow Killer. Each piece of information was a breadcrumb, leading him deeper into a labyrinth of secrets and lies. He paused on a particular entry, a coded message, scrawled in the margin. "Queen of Spades card." A warning. "What is it?" Clem asked, peering over his shoulder. Jedediah didn't answer. "The Queen of Spades, the card of death and misfortune, a symbol of betrayal and ultimate ruin." Silas had been sending him a message, a desperate plea for help, or a final, mocking farewell. As the rain continued its relentless assault, Jedediah Stone knew one thing for sure: Silas Thorne's death was not the end of the story. It was only the beginning of a far more dangerous game, and Jedediah Stone had just been dealt his hand. A feeling of dread washed over him as he considered a memory of his father's final breath, and the promise that he had made to resolve a dark secret.